This must be the promised land. I'm getting dickered. We can do that candid camera, just don't tell your sister. Y'all already know it's on a low. Bitches know I'm running trains, no hobo. Why ya? I party a lot. Gucci cool mama, I wanna hug you on the spot. I do you, you do me, we quick bro. Yo mama, we go somewhere where that trick won't know. I told my mama I was gonna be drunk. It's in my bones, all I wanna do is stunt. From the window, we shout it. We keep it pimpin', we bout it. There's nothing but the realest in this building. As far as that goes, there's no way to describe just how I'm feeling. As far as that goes, give me everything under the ceiling. As far as that this is perfect. Hallelujah. Say it again. Hallelujah. Say it again. Hallelujah. Say it again. Hallelujah. Church. My word is good, you know this. There's no need to be nervous. Please take comfort, I am focused. Dr. Props at your service. Straight up, I don't remember shit from last night, but by the smell of my fruits, I had a great time. I told my mama I was gonna be drunk. It's in my bones, all I wanna do is stunt. From the window, we shout it. We keep it pimpin', we bout it. Clap yo, bounce.
Don't hold that.
What the fuck are you doing?
Next.
I like your style.
I then become aware. You are there. With eyes closed, I can taste everywhere. Your eyes, your lips, your breast, your hair. Such a dream, so real, such a love I feel. I want to stay there forever and ever in the realms of this dream. Oh dream maker, oh weaver of magical dreams, make this dream come true tonight. Dream maker, make my dream come true tonight. Let me take her to the highest heights that we can reach. Dream maker, make my dream come true tonight. Let me take her to the highest heights. Yeah.
Girl, close your eyes. concentration slips away because your baby sweetheart sugar so far away. Well, there's a rose in a fisted glove, and the eagle flies with the dove. And if you can't be with the one you love, honey, love the one you with. Yeah. Love the one you with. That's right.
WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion. Welcome to the show. You know how it goes. I'm the Dream Maker, and this is the Dream Maker Show, bringing you the hottest music around from some of the best classic music, just like you just heard, Love the One You Wear. I'm talking about by the late, great, the one and only, Luther Vandross. Good morning. How you doing? Did you call somebody? Did you email them? Did you hashtag and say, good morning? Let them know that the Dream Maker is now on the air. That's right, baby. The Dream Maker is here, and I hope that you can invite some friends and share this with some of your colleagues and let them know that the best music in the 757 or the coastal Virginia, or whatever, whatever they're calling it now, that the music is to satisfy and relax you and motivate you to get through your day. There ain't no sense of being sad or blue. As long as you got some music and you can sing along too, you'll be all right. You will be all right. Because the Spirit of the Lord is upon me. He's anointed me to preach the good news through music. Ain't no doubt about it. Try to bring some positive energy through the music that we share right here from WODU Studios on the campus of Old Dominion University. Heard around the world. I'm telling you, do you know that we was nominated to out of the top 100 stations? We made number 89. And there's no doubt about it. And we couldn't have done that without you. And I hope that you continue to listen and hope you continue to share with your friends, your family, all your Facebook friends. Share it with them. If you're on Instagram, Periscope, or whatever social media format you're on, let them know that we play a variety of music. And you can find it all in one stop right here on WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion. I don't know what's going on with you today, but I hope everything in your world is going great because everybody should be happy. We got so much negativity going on around the world, but all we have to remember, just take it to the Lord and leave it there. It's going to work out. Believe that. It's going to work out. Yep, so I hope that you're ready to do something exciting today. Right now, I'm going to slow it down just a taste, give you a chance to get comfortable, go to the, the employee's room and get a cup of coffee or get a bottle of water, whatever you might be into, that getting healthy because summer's here and you don't want to, you want to try to get out there and run, keep your body in shape and, be fully energized. So I'm going to take it like this and tell it's a TKO. I'm talking about with the one and only, the late, great Teddy Pendergrass. You know how we do it. Back in the day, as they call it, the blue light basement. The blue light is on in the basement and you pull that significant other real close to you. And you hear this come on the air. But right now, you're listening right here to the Dream Maker Show with the Dream Maker on WODU. It's the heartbeat of Old Dominion.
Looking back over my years, I guess I shedded some tears. I told myself time and time again, this time I'm gonna win. But another fight, things ain't right, I'm losing again. Takes a fool to lose twice, start all over again. Think I better let it go. Looks like another love TKO. Oh, think I better let it go. What you think about it, girl? Looks like another love TKO. Try to take control of the love took control of me. Cause I lose all thought, sense of time, and have a change of mind. Taking the bumps and the bruises of all the things of a two-time loser. Trying to hold on, faith is gone, it's just another sad song. I think I better let it go. What you say about it? Looks like another love TKO. Oh, oh, oh. Yes, I think I better let it go. Let it go, baby. Oh, baby. Looks like another love TKO. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh. Try to take control of the love took control of me. Cause you to lose all thought, sense of time, and have a change of mind. Taking the bumps and the bruises of all the things of a two-time loser. See, I try to hold on, my faith is gone. It's just another sad song. But I think I better let it go. Let it go, cause it looks like another TKO. I think I better let it go. If I know what's good for me, girl, looks like another love TKO. I couldn't stand this pain much longer. I think I better let it go. Let it go, oh, baby. Looks like another love TKO. Baby. Oh, sometimes I just feel like I wanna say, cause it looks like another love TKO. Tired of getting beat up by love. Think I better let it go. Oh, it's too late. Yeah. Hey. Oh, yeah. a smile for me and let the day begin. You are the sunshine that lights my heart within. And I'm sure that you're an angel in disguise. Come take my hand and together we will ride on the wings of love up and above the clouds. The only way to fly is on the wings of love. On the wings of love, only the two of us together flying high, flying high upon the wings of love. You look at me and I begin to melt, just like the snow when a ray of sun is felt. And I'm crazy about you, baby, can't you see? I'd be so delighted if you would come with me. On the wings of love, up and above the clouds, the only way to fly is on the wings of love. On the wings of love, only the two of us together flying high, flying high upon the wings of love. Yes, you belong to me, and I'm yours exclusively. And right now we live and breathe each other. Inseparable it seems, we're flowing like a stream, running free, traveling on the wings of love. On the wings of love, up and above the clouds, the only way to fly is on the wings of love. On the wings of love, only the two of us together flying high, together flying high. On the wings of love, up and above the clouds, the only way to fly is on the wings of love. On the wings of love, only the two of us together flying high upon the wings of love.
WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion. That's the one and only Jeffrey Osborne from back in the day. Sending this out to angels are everywhere. On the wings of love, just for you on this beautiful Thursday. It's nice. The weather is good outside. I ain't worrying about last week. I ain't worrying about tomorrow. I'm just going to be concerned about the day. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we're going to rejoice in it and be positive and let you know that he's still on the throne. Regardless of what we do, what we go through, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. Just keep on believing and having faith in yourself. And to all my young people out there that might be listening, or parents, you got kids out there, and don't forget to let them know on Saturdays from 10 until 1 o'clock, 3 solid hours just dedicated to young people. Frequency distribution, playing positive music, none of the negative music. Won't play it. They won't hear it here with the Captain 85 series. It's all about changing the narrative of our young people. Let them know to think positive and believe in themselves, regardless of what's going on around them. All they got to do is have faith. Mentors is people that show young people the right way to go, because we already been there and done that. We already know what the narrative is going to be. We already know. We know what the conclusion is going to be. So we got to start training these young men to think positive and know which direction to go in. Right here on the Dream Maker Show until 1 o'clock today. And of course at 12 o'clock, we're going to highlight just a little bit about the best of the 757. Sending mad shout out to Mellow B. We'll be back next week, teaming up, you know, like we normally do with some guests. You never know who's going to be in the building. We always got exciting guests, people that's, you know, some people that's been here before, and we got new people that's coming on. The list is so long. It's just that we have to schedule according to the school, and that's how we work here. But nevertheless, we're going to do our best to inform and keep our community informed, because we are a community within a community. Old Dominion University is a community within Norfolk, Virginia. They're in the community. So we're going to, you know, do positive thing and bring positive energy to let people know that we just want to be a part of the community in which we are. Nevertheless, we back into it. That's about like changing lanes. You know what I'm saying? Trendy, this is for you.
Is this thing on?
Yeah, it's on. It's on the hot beat of Old Dominion, WODU.
I always been a really, really nice girl. That nice girl never had the life, girl. Always getting played to the left, until I got right with myself. They always told me that I couldn't do it, but I kept my faith and I got through it. I bossed it on up, got a real Ford tough. I had to change the game up, had to get my weight up. Change my level, had to change my level. Had to switch it up, had to go for something better. Change my level, had to change my level. Had to switch it up, had to go for something better. Woo! I was doing bad, but now I'm doing better. I ain't have the time, I can put you on my schedule. Had to cut you off, had to stack up my cheddar. Get on my level, get on my level. Said I was doing bad, but now I'm doing better. I ain't have the time, I can put you on my schedule. I had to cut you off, had to stack up my cheddar. Get on my level, get on my level.
Never up, bezel up, like you never seen it coming. I've been moving 100,000, barely pushing 100. Got locomotive momentum, only loco in the moment. Muy poco is your perspective. I'm wavier than the ocean. Yes, I kill it OT. Every time I ball, got game front street. 18, no star, rocking with the right one. Minute cash on, digging, shawty don't make moves. Let's about that check, yes.
Change my level, had to change my level. Had to switch it up, had to go for something better. Change my level, had to change my level. Had to switch it up, had to go for something better. Woo! I was doing bad, but now I'm doing better. I ain't have the time, I can put you on my schedule. Had to cut you off, had to stack up my cheddar. Get on my level, get on my level. Said I was doing bad, but now I'm doing better. I ain't have the time, I can put you on my schedule. I had to cut you off, had to stack up my cheddar. Get on my level, get on my level, get on my level. Get on my level.
Hey, look. Hey, man, I've been on. Drink. Miley. Drink. Drink. And, I'm starting to feel that going a little crazy. Like, I don't know, like, I mean, I try to tell them, yeah. Money in my real. When I see what I see, how I see, how I see, when I see what I see, it's more like, I'm feeling the rush. I'm getting you all I got. I'm feeling the rush. I'm getting you all I got. 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 There's some things I can't explain.
Out of control, I'm going insane. I'm on one, my mind's gone. You can't tell, but be alone. There's something I can't explain. Out of control, I'm going insane. I'm on one, my mind's gone. You can't tell, but be alone, but be alone. I'm feeling a rush. I'm giving you all I got. I'm feeling a rush. I'm giving you all I got. 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 All I got.
By this wavy as Peruvian, can't replicate me like Louboutin. Squad D, we some hooligans. They willing to back me, G Rubicon. Mommy say I'm looking movie-in, but when they see you, always you again. Go out of town and feel new again, cause they reputation hit and ruined them. Thought my jeweler was sent from El Dorado. My Spanish broad favor never title. Cooking something special like Movado. When you got it, you don't need that false provider. I'm feeling the rush. I'm giving you all I got. I'm feeling the rush. I'm giving you all I got. I'm feeling the rush. I'm killing this kush. They sinning, I'm talking the plugs. I'm flying across the country, can't get on the bus. I got too much stuff, I'm heating up. I'm feeling up. I'm about to take off. Baby, I ain't soft. At work, in the streets, I'm a real boss. You know how much this costs. Get lost. I ain't sending no ticks. I ain't hitting no licks. I be selling that. And you feeling me? Well, come feel on this. And you feeling me? Well, come feel on this. I'm feeling the rush. I'm giving you all I got. I'm feeling the rush. I'm giving you all I got. 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 All I got.
What you call an icon living? Start a record label, Misfits just did it. Whoa. Nylon cover 5 minutes. Whoa, we are too hot in the business. Whoa. About to make a movie independent. Whoa. Need new trucks independent. Whoa. I need you to listen to the vision. Whoa. All your verses sound like dirty dishes. I'm about to clean them in the kitchen. Whoa. And we making money by the minute. Whoa. I'm about to do it way different. I am just an icon living. I am just an icon living. Icon living. I am just an icon living. I am just an icon. I am not a Mayan, I'm a menace. It's wild, you can lie like a professor. I don't got the time to put you on a stretcher. I am here and I still flex. I am just an icon living. Start a record label, Misfits just did it. Whoa, I'm high star, cover 5 minutes. Whoa, we are so hot in the business. Last verse was before the award show. What? Icon tatted on my torso. Me and Moy dipping in the Porso. What? I ain't even taking on torso. What? Down. Last girl signed a divorce, so what? Now I'm focused and we about to all blow up. We just tryna make the whole crowd go nuts. What? Look, We don't know no one like you. Gold grills and you dance like Michael. No eyes, misfits, no typos. Ooh, look, wait. We just wanna make you go psycho. Put $100,000 in the Bible. Ooh, I took the game with my eyes closed. Last verse was before the award show. Icon tatted on my torso. Me and Moy dipping in the Porsche. What? I ain't even taking on torso. What? Your this fire, I'm more so. What? Young Jaden dying on the floor. So what? She broke my heart to the core. So what? I guess we all gotta grow up. I'm just an icon living. Start a record label, Miss Fish just did it. Whoa. Interview cover 5 minutes. Whoa. We are too hot in the business. Whoa. I'm going straight to the top of the crew. We should just chill and maybe take it slow. Before we get up there with nowhere to go. And we can chill and just look at the view. Woo! Damn. Load a yellow rose into a rifle. Ooh. Me and Harry about to go psycho. Psycho. Put 100,000 in the Bible. Bible. Damn. Wait. Gold teeth dance like Michael. Michael, man, it's on like a light bulb. Light bulb over all the cutting in a Tyco. Damn. About to make a movie independent. Woo. Need new trucks independent. Woo. I need you to listen to the vision. Woo. All your verses sound like dirty dishes. I'm about to clean them in the kitchen. Woo. And we making money by the minute. Woo. I'm about to do it way different. I am just an icon living. I am just an icon living. Icon living. I am just an icon living. I am just an icon. I am just an icon living. I am just an icon. I am just an icon living. Shake it, 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 bounce, 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 bounce. Baby, you the man, 'cause you put it on me, and every morning I roll over, feel you touching on me. I got another man, but he ain't like you, and I can't be your baby mama, though I'd like to. Call me real late at night when my man is sleeping. Take a red eye to the west side, up and down my spine, and let you feel what you've been missing. I'm so bona fide. Call me, ooh, when you need me, baby. You don't have to worry. Call me, we can do something. Call me, ooh, when you need me, baby. You don't have to worry. Call me, we can do something. Baby, take my hand when you're feeling lonely. It don't matter where we're at, let me put it on you. I got another man, but he ain't like you, and I can't be a living lover, though I'd like to. Call me at the break of dawn, I'll be sure to meet you with no panties on. We can slip and slide, we can take a ride. Lots of love and reminiscing, I'm so bona fide. Oh, when you need me, baby, you don't have to worry. Call me, we can do something. Call me, oh, when you need me, baby, you don't have to worry. Call me, we can do something. Oh, shake it, call me, shake it, shake it, call me, shake it, got
Let me hit you
control.
with that. Pep rally. Pep rally. Pep rally. Oh, this a pep rally. Pep rally. Pep rally. Pep rally. Oh, this a pep rally. Pep rally, my friends be at the pep rally. Screaming and shaking, man, we at the pep rally. Go ahead and dip at it. The go-go playing my jam, then let me shake my jelly. Jumping and thumping, man, I got the crowd yelling. Get it, kick it, there's no telling. You better move, Ellen. I got a nice round, woo, like a watermelon. Yeah, you play the point guard. Hitting 3-pointers, man, he playing real hard. My team be winning, yeah, so keep your day job. I turn around and make it bounce like a basketball.
Bounce, biggity, bounce, bounce, bounce. While my clappers that stop, now rock with it. Bounce, biggity, bounce, bounce, bounce. While my clappers that stop, now rock with it. Clappers that stop, 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 clappers that stop. Uptown, downtown, everywhere we get down, it's about to go down. Are you ready? Are you mob? Get set, let's go. It goes left foot, it goes right foot, it goes left foot, it goes right foot. Catch the wall, touch them toes, turn around like it's gold. Back it up, so you know you got
Let me
control.
hit you with that. Pep rally. Pep rally. Pep rally. It's a pep rally. Pep rally. Pep rally. Pep rally. Oh, this a pep rally. Rockin', not stopping, bend over, go ahead, touch your toes. Get it, now let your bottom scrape the floor. Bouncing and stop, drop, rock and roll. And yeah, we get cracking like we up at the Super Bowl. Oh, quarterback on the field. Football player running yard, got skills. At the ball game, pep rally over here. The band in the stand, shit just got real. Turn out, turn out, turn out, turn out, turn out. Turn out, turn out, turn out, turn out, turn out. Turn out, turn out, turn out, turn out, turn out. Like a basketball, I'ma make 'em bounce. Hey.
Bounce, biggity, bounce, bounce. While my clappers that stop, now rock with it. Bounce, biggity, bounce, bounce. While my clappers that stop, now rock with it. Clappers that stop, 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 clappers that stop. Uptown, downtown, everywhere we get down, it's about to go down. Are you ready? Are you mob? Get set, let's go. It goes left foot, it goes right foot, it goes left foot, it goes right foot. Catch the wall, touch them toes, turn around like it's gold. Back it up, till you know you
Well,
got
let me hit
control.
you with that. Turn around, rotate, feel that, let it vibrate. Two step, let your body sway. This a battle of the band, this a drum break. Majorettes, on the schoolyard, where my drum majors, pull out your bull horn. Folks be getting drunk, acting like morons. The football team be winning, get your score on. Oh, yeah, this a pep rally. Murking and working, yeah, this be a pep rally. Kicking, we kicking, you better move, Ellen. I'm about to whip it out like potato salad. Yeah, now get your groove back. Yeah, you better do that. Yeah, this be a roll call. When this song come on, I bounce like a basketball.
Bounce, biggity, bounce, bounce. While my clappers that stop, now rock with it. Bounce, biggity, bounce, bounce. While my
WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion. That's the sound of the best of the 757. I'm talking about Missy Elliott, Misdemeanor that is, doing her thing, talking about pet rally. Ain't no doubt about it. We do it right here at WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion, and you're listening and watching the Dreammaker Show, baby. That's me, the Dreammaker. I'm going to be out and about this weekend. Ain't no doubt about it. Hope you can join me in, representing WODU at Tropical Delight this Saturday from 8 until 2 a.m. in the morning. We're going to be out there throwing it down with, we're going to be doing it, baby. Lake Taylor High School is going to be doing a 70s party, and WODU going to be in the building right along with DJ Tony. You know how it's going to go down. It's going to be fun all night long. Please, I encourage you to bring your tennis shoes, bring your walking shoes, bring an extra pair of shoes, because there ain't going to be no sitting down. Ain't going to be no sitting down this Saturday night right at Tropical Delight on Indian River Road, Just look up, look on Facebook for more information. There ain't no doubt about it. We got it. We going in hard. WODU will be in the building. just let you know the Memorial Day weekend. What I'm talking about, I'm just skipping 2 or 3 months ahead. I get so excited. I'm just letting you know how it's going to go down. This is how it's going to go down. Ain't no doubt about that. Tropical Delight, Lake Taylor, 70s. Hey, I'm telling you right now. I ain't going to tell you no more. You got to show up. We get back into the music right here, playing it all. Don't forget, we got our special election coming up next month, too. So I'll give you more details on that next week. So I just want to get you in mind. If you haven't registered, it might be too late to register. But if you've registered, don't forget to find out what's going on in your community so you can get out to the polls. Because November's coming up. We got to be right. We got to get the right candidates. We got to get them in there. That's what we do here, though, on the Dream Maker Show. Make dreams come true. We did the pep rally. We done cheered you up. So now I'm going to give you a little children's story. This is Slick Rick right here on the Dream Maker Show on WODU till 1 o'clock. It's the heartbeat of Old Dominion.
All right, you kids get to bed. I get the storybook. Y'all tucked in? Here we go. Once upon a time, not long ago, when people wore pajamas and lived life slow, where laws were stern and justice stood, and people were behaving like they ought to good, there lived a little boy who was misled by another little boy, and this is what he said. Me and you tonight, we're gonna make some cash, robbing old folks and making the dash. They did the job, money came with ease, but one couldn't stop, it's like he had a disease. He robbed another and another, and a sister and a brother. Tried to rob a man who was a DT undercover. The cop grabbed his arm, he started acting erratic. He said, "Keep still, boy, no need for static." Punched him in his belly and he gave him a slap. But little did he know the little boy was strapped. The kid pulled out a gun, he said, "Why'd you hit me?" The barrel was set straight for the cop's kidney. The cop got scared, the kid he starts to figure, I'll do years if I pull this trigger. So he cold dashed and ran around the block. Cop radios into another lady cop. He ran by a tree, there he saw the sister. Shot for the head, he shot back but he missed her. Looked around good and from expectations he decided he'd hit for the subway stations. But she was coming and he made a left. He was running top speed till he was out of breath. Knocked an old man down and swore he killed him. Then he made his move to an abandoned building. Ran up the stairs up to the top floor. Opened up a door there, guess who he saw? Who? Dave, the dope fiend shooting dope. Who don't know the meaning of water nor soap? He said, "I need bullets, hurry up, run." The dope fiend brought back a spanking shotgun. He went outside, but there was cops all over. Then he dipped into a car, a stolen Nova. Raced up the block doing 83. Crashed into a tree near University. Escaped alive, though the car was battered. Rat-a-tat-tatted and all the cops scattered. Ran out of bullets and he still had static. Grabbed the pregnant lady and pulled out the automatic. Pointed at her head, he said the gun was full of lead. He told the cops, "Back off, for honey here's dead." Deep in his heart, he knew he was wrong, so he let the lady go and he starts to run on. Sirens sounded, he seemed astounded, and before long the little boy got surrounded. He dropped his gun, so went the glory, and this is the way I have to end this story. He was only 17 in a madman's dream. The cop shot the kid, I still hear him scream. This ain't funny, so don't you dare laugh. Just another case about the wrong path. Straight and narrow or your soul gets cast. Good night. Knock him out the box, Rick. Knock him out, Rick.
That Uncle Ricky is really
Knock him
weird.
out, Rick.
I know, right? What does he mean, straight and
Knock
narrow?
him out the box, Rick. Knock him out, Rick.
I don't know. I think he be cracking it up.
Knock him out, Rick. Knock him out the box, Rick.
Good night.
Knock him out the box, Rick. Knock him out, Rick. Knock him out the box, Rick. Knock him out, Rick. Knock Ain't never. That's right. Rick the Ruler. Presentation. Crumbs.
Bring it down just a little bit more.
and gentlemen, on keyboards, Mr. Ty, Marquis Smith. Come on, Ty. Ho, let's go. Ooh, now bring it back, baby. She gives me love, good loving, world-class loving like this brother's never known. Yeah, she stole my heart away, baby. She gives, think I'm gonna sing a little higher. She gives me love, yeah. Her smile, Lord, smile, it's crazy, yeah, yeah. She stole my heart away, yeah. She gives me love.
WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion. That's the sound of the one and only Keith Miller, a.k.a. the dangerous one. You heard it right here. She gives me love on a beautiful Thursday. That's what I'm talking about. She gives me love. Anybody in love today? We'll be right back. Oh, wait a minute. Now, what is that supposed to be? That ain't what's supposed to be up there. I don't know. Why is it every time you hit a button that you think something's going to pop up that's supposed to pop up? That don't. That's why it's called technology. Because it happens. It happens all the time. So let's do this and see what happens. Okay.
The Adventures of Captain 85.
So, what do you want to do now? I don't know. We can't stay here all day.
Excuse me, fellas, but aren't you supposed to be in school?
Yeah, but we're scared to go, Captain 85.
Why?
Because of all these school shootings. It's got all the students bugged.
I can understand your fears, but you can't let this stop you from getting an education.
But a lot of kids don't go. Some teachers don't even go.
Ah, but some did, and so did some students. So up on your feet, boys. I can't allow you to play hooky.
Yes, sir.
Living and learning go hand in hand. So let's go learn something.
The Real Adventures of Captain 85. The mentoring program is moving forward as usual, and we'll be out and about coming through the neighborhoods this summer doing some things. And next Saturday, I'll be down in Franklin, Virginia, celebrating right along with the city council, Greg McLemore, who won re-election. He's doing an event for the community, some music in the park. I'll be there right along with my DJ Rob. We'll be out there supporting and moving along and, you know, help try to make sure that everybody get a positive message about what we need to do to come together to stop the violence and the shooting in our schools. Nevertheless, we're going to continue to do our best. And don't forget to join me at 12 o'clock, just around there talking today and informing you of what's going on and when we'll be back at our regular schedule. Well, it's not a regular schedule. It's the summer schedule. It's a little bit shorter, like 8 to 10 weeks, maybe about 8 weeks now left in the summer programming until we go back into the fall. But nevertheless, I'm going to do my best to keep you informed and to serve our community at the capacity that we do. Coming up next, this gentleman right here is better known as Cecil Jenkins. Cecil and Lou John, they're moving great. They're doing a lot of interviews. They're out and about. The music is playing in Miami, is playing in L.A. and right here in the 757. You know, so when their release come, you know where you heard it at first. And they talking about, you know, fulfill the need. And the need of our community is getting mentors and people out there to show our young people they are not alone. This is the protege of Marvin Gaye, Cecil Jenkins, and Lou John, and Fulfill My Need on WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion.
You call, I come, I run to your love. It's better than the finest wine. That kind of love, that's all mine. Baby, and your own sweet little way. As selfish as it seems, 'cause I wanna please. Oh, love, you're all I ever need. Oh, oh, baby, you call. I do your love, to your love, bless me. I want you to feel like this. I want you to feel like this. That kind of love, that kind of love, baby, oh, sweet, selfish way, don't tease, baby, just let me please, please, baby, don't tease.
In the silence, I found truth. You don't want it, I won't make you. Every day's the same with you, my energy is low, low. Hey, lukewarm passion, halfway lust, sex is barely keeping us. Maybe it's not quite as deep as I first thought it was. Yeah. I just wanna say that I can feel your heart a mile away. There's something that I just can't explain. Can't keep it bottled out. Dysfunction is all I know. Stepping out this comfort zone. Why pretend when we both know we're better off alone? See, this is cool, but I want great. Someone special, my soulmate. 'Cause this ain't working, no more room for mediocre. What's the use in being cordial? Wasting time
WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion. Gotta have a real thing. That's the Shalimar. They back. That's brand new. And remember, you hear it right here on the Dreammaker Show with the Dreammaker. WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion. Welcome to the best of the 757 Community Talk Show, where we bring you and inform you of things going on in our community, what's going on throughout the world, you know, if it's something that affects us. With all the violence going on with our youth, you know, we got to do better. We got to show them that we love them. And that requires that we get out there, mentor them, talk to them, create programs, activities that they can get involved in and be a part of. You know, sometimes we have kids ourselves and we get, enough is enough. I don't want to do no more. I'm tired. When I get on the weekend, I want to relax, throw my feet up. Sometimes it only takes an hour. Sometimes it only takes a few minutes to change a young person's mind. Remember, somebody did it for you. If it was your mom, your dad, maybe it was a brother or a sister, or maybe it was an aunt or uncle, a grandfather or a grandmother. Somebody in the village said, I'm proud of you. And it encouraged you to keep moving forward. And that's what we try to do here on the best of the 757, not to preach, but to teach and say that we are out there. And if you got something that you're doing, an activity that you want us to be a part of, or to come over here to WODU Studios, let us know. Coming real soon, Von Digital Media Company. We're going to be out and about, and you want to advertise and get your business out there. You know, my son is starting a Von Digital Media Company where we can, you know, go out and sell advertisement at a very reasonable price. Nothing is going to hurt your pockets, but to get you visible. Because if you got a product, if you got a brand, somebody somewhere has to know about it. We just can't sit around and rely just on Facebook. We got to get out and get people engaged in knowing what your brand is. If you got a positive brand, let us know. We want to help. You know, Bond Digital Media is coming right along with community action people with the mentoring program, reading programs. We got so many things that we're doing. And we have been doing a reading program forever, you know, way back in 2000 when my son was born, even before he was born. Matter of fact, I've been doing it for over 30 years, you know, encouraging young people to write poetry. And I used to read it over the air when I was doing gospel at WZAM 1110 back in the day on the AM, 50,000 watts. We reached all the way down to Florida, Philadelphia, you know, in areas. So we did it then. And it's nothing new to me to do what I do because I'm a professional radio announcer. I know sometimes I don't sound like it, but, you know, sometimes you got to break away because that's what happened. Things change. You know, they got away from doing the normal things and say, hey, we got to get more street. We got to get more involved in the community. We got to talk like them. That's why radio changed. One time I had to go to broadcasting school to get a license. You could not open this, what they call an MIC, back in this, let's say about the 80s. In the 80s, all the way back 70s and 60s and 50s, you could not open this mic if you didn't have a license, if you didn't have the training. You could not do it. Now, in about 83 or 84, they went out doing it. Bam, as soon as I finished graduate, pay all that money to go to broadcasting school, to get a license, to get on the air. FCC then changed the rules. No more license needed to talk on the mic. That's why you have so many radio, and that was before the internet. You know, everybody talks generic now. It's like everybody talks the same way. So, but what we have to do is encourage people to be able to understand that they have a lot of technology today to create positive things. Miss Winborn, I gotta, you know, you gotta text me your number because I hear something I want to ask you about your, you know, about your filming and stuff. And you know, she's a film. She makes movies and stuff. She got a miniseries coming out. I don't know if she wrapped it up yet, but you know, she's about that film. You know, she's about that film. You know, we got people, we got so many people in our community that do some positive things and got talents. And it's like when they made the movie Hidden Figures, like we got hidden talent in the 757. Well, some. Like, you know, we got Missy Elliott. She's from Portsmouth. VA, 2 up, 2 down. Ivan Iverson from Newport News. What's up, the basketball king? You know, Bruce Smith, Hall of Famer, Norfolk. You know, we know about them. But what about our future generation? The ones that's coming up now. We got to motivate, encourage them. You know, send mad shouts out to Rodney. You know, he's over at Booger T. He mentor people over there, and he's got a new label coming out, new artists. Man, we got so many talented people. You know, DJ Rob in the studios, mixing it up with some new artists. We got so many talented people here. We have to come together and support our people. We got to do it. We got to stop pretending. It only takes a few dollars to keep a person's doors open. Takes a few dollars, a few people to encourage a young people to become an entrepreneur. You know, we all work. There's no question. But sometimes we got to put our energy and talents together. We got to pull it together. No man is an island. God didn't make it so that we could do it by ourselves. And we got enough people, Afro-Americans in this world. You know, I'm telling you right now. You know, we got enough people in Afro-Americans that got money. Because if you didn't, how can you get on Facebook and floss? How can you floss and not floss with the people that look like you? Man, shouts out to Brand News, Newport News. Man, this man got all kind of apparel. Let me show you. You see this right here? What does it take? You go to the mall. Ain't nothing wrong going to the mall. But this man right here represents VA. That's what that stands for. V and the A with the wings on it. I mean, you being blessed by the best. All you got to do is go to his website on Facebook, type in brandnews.com. We have to start supporting our people. We got to support our people. That's Brand News with a Z now, that .com with a Z. That's BRANDNEWZ.com. We got to support our people. And then our people could then put something back in the community when you need help. We got to pull our resources together. I'm only one person. But hey, if you come to me and say, hey, I got this, I'm going to try to bring you on the show. I can't make people come to buy from you, but what I can do is I can let them know that you're there. That's what the best of the 757 is all about. That's what it's all about. So when you got things that you're working on, when you got things that you're trying to do, we got to come together and support. Last Sunday, I had an opportunity. I was invited down to the Mayor Obendorf Library in Virginia Beach, where the gentleman and his band was playing Romonte, or Romonta. You know, I'm not good with names because I don't try to keep that stuff in my head. You know, I'm working on too many projects, but try to get it right. This man sings, and of course he's performs at Palm Gardens in Norfolk. He might be scheduled for this week, but I didn't check the schedule before. I'm just trying to let you know. We got people out there we need to support. When he's in town, I mean, this guy is, man, to me, he's like Marvin Gaye to me. I mean, I can sit there and listen to every song that he's singing, and man, it's motivated. This man is from right here. There's no sense of us, you know, pretending that, hey, we ain't got talent. We got some of the best talent in the 757 right here. Right here. Hello. Do I have to say it again? Right here. NVA. In Norfolk. Virginia Beach. Pharrell. Did you see it in Virginia Palace? He's thinking about doing something here with Netflix. Man, I'm telling you, this area is about to blow up, and we're sitting on the sidelines. We have to get those guns out of our kids' minds and get them to thinking about being creative. That's what the Real Adventures of Captain 85 is all about. That's what my comic book series is about. To let them know, hey, this guy got a comic book. You can get your own comic book. Create your own character. Stop becoming a villain. Stop being a character and going to jail. I'm bringing people back that's been to jail for 20 years. And they're out here trying to stop young people from going and making that mistake. They were locked up for over 20 years. And by the grace of President Obama, Tony Jones, if you're listening, was pardoned. Did you hear what I said? He was pardoned after being in jail for 20 years. He's supposed to have been in, like, I think 30 or 50 years. Now he's out here in the community doing things. And of course, we got so many talented parents and families, like the Finney family. Desiree Finney with her son who plays for the Mavericks. They got their event coming up in, I think it's either June or July. I'm going to get her back over here so she'll let you know. Bam Bam going on this weekend. Giving back to the community, free. Take the kids. We got to stop sitting on the sideline and get involved. All you got to do is just talk to young people. See, we don't talk to young people, no. We talk at them. We want to be their friend. Yo, what's up? What you got for me? You know, you holding it down? You know, what can you do for me? I know you lit. I know you, come on. Too many of our young people are dying. And I'm not going to stop talking about it. I'm going to talk about it till the sun come up and go down. I'm not going to stop working on it. That's my life mission. I may not be able to save everyone, and everyone that's listening, even watching, may not even agree with me. But let me tell you something. I'm going to do what my spirit has led me to do. Because when you're inspired, it comes from the master. It comes from the man upstairs. It ain't something I say, hey, I'm going to sit around and not, do this to get pat on the backs. When people ask, when I fill out a resume or got to fill out something or college to, to go into college, they want to know, what have you done in the community? How many awards you got? I don't care nothing about it. I always get awards. I don't care nothing about awards. God has already said, gather, don't worry about that. Worry about where it gathers no moss. Let your treasures be in heaven, where no man can steal or take away from you. I don't worry about that. I worry about one thing when I'm out there and about, when I'm seeing or talking to people. And one time I gave this young lady a book, a couple of ladies that had my book. I gave them to them, and they come back and say, I heard they call you Captain 85. And I said, yeah. He said, do you have a comic book? I said, yes. And I know somebody might be listening. I heard that story before, but I'm going to tell it again. She said, my son, you gave my son, I gave it to my son a long time ago. And today, right today, he will not let no one touch that book. He keeps it in the plastic. And he still don't let nobody. But you know what? I want to let you know, because I haven't seen you in a while. Do you know that my son went into the military because he read your comic book? So really, it's nice. He said because of your book, he joined the military. And he's going to be home in a couple of months because he's on his second tour in Iraq. On his second tour. And I'm going to tell him that I saw you. And I said, wow, thank you. Then another lady, and when I used to own and operate a club called Picasso's, and I would go down to the ABC store off Laskin Road. And the young lady that worked there, she was a little upset one day when I went in, and I said, what's going on? What's up? How come you ain't got that smile on your face? She said, well, I got some disturbing news today. My son, he's in reform school. I said, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And his probation officer called me and said that his attitude, he's not coming home. With that attitude he got, he's not coming home. And she said, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And I said, do he read comic books? She said, I think, I know he reads. I said, can I give you one of my comic books to give him? She said, you got a comic book? I said, yeah, hey. She said, oh, you draw? No, I don't draw. What I do is I create the stories, and I hire people. That's the point of letting people know. I hire artists to draw for me. And they draw it the way I tell them how I wanted to interact. No guns, no violence, nobody fighting. You don't have to show violence to get your message across. So, make a long story short, I gave her the book. Maybe 3 or 4 weeks later, I went down there and I saw her and I said, hey, how you doing? And she said, hey, I got something to tell you. And I said, oh, okay, what is it? She said, you know that comic book you gave me? I said, yeah. She said, I gave it to my son and he read it. And I said, oh, that's good. I said, how's he doing? She said, he's doing great. Do you know what? He's going to be coming home in 2 weeks. I said, wow, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. And you know why? I said, no. She said, because of your comic book. I said, oh, okay. What, he learned how to draw? She said, no. He read your comic book, and in the story, you had a guy playing basketball. I said, yeah, because he didn't want to be in the gang. He didn't want to be even dealing with drugs. He was trying to keep his brother from drugs. I said, I remember. She said, that's what changed his attitude. The probation officer said, he's coming home. Thank you so much. I said, it's not me. It's what God does. Sometimes we have to talk or put things in perspective. You don't have to always. I would tell people when I go out and I selling my book or trying to get people to get involved with my program, I said, you don't have to give it to them. Just lay it on the table. Lay it over there and mix it up with some other books. Sometimes we don't always understand. That's why people don't understand with this violence going on. With this violence going on, they don't understand. Why? I asked the question. Our ancestors were enslaved for 400 years. And they had rain at the house, guns laying all around them. They ain't never killed a slave master. Now why all of a sudden they killing each other? Because you don't see it. Because you can't see it. The consciousness has no picture. The consciousness listens to what I'm using now, the voice. Because in your head, don't you hear a voice? In your head, don't you hear a voice that's coming through one ear? You're surrounded. You see, this is called headset. When you put it on, when you want to block out everything, you listening to music or books, it's in your head. We got to get into our young people's heads. See, this old saying is, the mind knows what the heart is thinking. But the heart don't know what the mind is thinking. Frequency. That's why I do Saturdays. That's why I started with the Saturday show. Frequency distribution. Because it's all about music. It's all about talking to our young people. It's all about encouraging them to be able to understand that we need to love one another. That's all I'm saying. If we can do that, if we can accomplish that, we'll be accomplishing a great thing. We can't solve all the problems. But what we can do is we can solve the problem by telling people and showing them by a 4-letter word. I love you. L-O-V-E. Love. Love conquers all things. And that's what we got to learn to do. We got to learn to conquer that for which we have no power over. We run around and talk about guns all day long. You got to talk to God. You talking to the NRA. God is bigger than the NRA. Why are we running around here trying to figure out try to stop the NRA? What we got to do is talk to God, and then we go to the polls. You know, we got to talk to God and tell God what we need to get done. Then God will say, well, maybe this is the person you need to go to the polls and vote for. Hello, you know, in the local, you know, city council, who's sitting on city council? Who's the delegates up there in Richmond? The senators and the congressmen? If they ain't supporting you, then get them out of here. I mean, I'm not racist. I love black people. I love white people. I love all people. You know, black lives matter, white lives matter, yellow lives matter, red lives matter. But what do matter is you going to the polls. Register to vote. If you got people in your house 18 and older and they ain't going to the polls, you need to tell them you got to go, because that's a negative entity. You're wasting your time. Well, I don't know what white people thought, even racist people thought, that when Donald Trump was going to get in there, he was going to do something for them. I don't get it. Now answer this question, because maybe I'm saying it wrong or saying it wrong. Why would you think Donald Trump would do something for poor people? I mean, poor people elected him, but those billions of dollars that he spent advertising didn't come from poor people. They came from rich people. You can throw a few dollars in a pot when candidates are running, but when those candidates have been there for 5 and 10, 20 years, you can throw all the $1 you want. They get millions from people that put them in there. And who do you think they be holding to? Oh, you? Or that what you thought? You better get rid of them. If they're not supporting the cause, just like they try to slip through a bill on the seniors like me and everybody else, and I'm calling them out. Scott Taylor, he's missing in action. He's tried to sign a bill to cut Social Security. Government don't give you Social Security. The government handles your Social Security. The government don't put money in Social Security. It's your money. It's the seniors' money. Maybe people don't understand, when you pay into Social Security, that's your money. That's not the United States money. It sits there sovereign. It just grows interest. It compounds, in and out. That money just sits there. And what they do is, they say, we're going to borrow a couple of billion, maybe 10, 15, 20 billion from it, and they won't put it back. So what they try to do is make you forget that they borrowed that money, try to change it, try to rename it, so they don't have to give the money back to you. Then when you need to get out there and vote, people that's been in the military, handicapped, disabled, they're taking their money. It ain't just a person that lived to get older. They're taking their money. Get them out of office. If you stand in a city and your water's up to your back to the kitchen, oh, you thought it was running off from, you left the water thing on. And your house has got water coming in it because they won't fix the community, like SeaTac in Virginia Beach. You got to get out to the polls and get them off city council. If you got kids afraid to go to school, they got to carry a gun to protect themselves. Now they're telling teachers, hey, well, you carry a gun. But see, let me tell you something, so that when they start that foolish talk and you hear it in the news and they, and the president saying all this, president ain't telling you, city council people ain't telling you that if you shoot somebody, that person can sue you because you don't have no insurance. So when you don't have no insurance, that person can sue you for damages. A teacher's there to teach our kids so that we can have better leadership in the future when we're no longer here, that the future is still bright. We turning teachers into security? When we got all these companies around here, that they can hire. I can come in and tell you how to set up your security because I used to do it when I did dances for teen dances and nightclubs. Set up security. Tell you what to look for. Tell you how to approach. Our kids are under attack. They under attack, but we fight wars over in other countries. Now one military person can go over there and shoot somebody in another country without going to the brig to be locked up if he shoot the wrong family. We got people getting killed every day. Black people get stopped, they get shot. Bam. But we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to talk about it. And I'm telling you to tell your kids, tell your friends, and yourself, when the policemen stop you, because most people think, hey, you know why you stopping me? I know my rights. Okay, you know your rights. Let me show you when you know your rights. Your right is to shut up and say yes, sir, and no, ma'am, and let them do their job. You are making their job difficult. You in the service, if you work in the service industry, when somebody call you and talking to you any kind of way on the phone, because I done had people that work in the service department. Let me show you something. When you get an attitude with people that you call the bank and trying to pay a bill or get something, a dispute, and you yelling and screaming at that person, you know what they do? I had a person that worked at one of the banks. Credit cards. And she said, you know, when people get mad with me, I didn't ask her because I ain't, you know. She said they get mad with me. What I do is, as soon as I hang up, they make a payment. You know what I do? I take that payment and move it. And now the payment is late. Say what? The payment is late because they thought they was getting smart with me. So what I did is I moved it to next month or a couple of months down. So now the payment is late. Now the credit can get messed up. Credit score messed up. So you don't know the tricks because you cannot overpower hate with hate. It's not going to work. All you got to do is just talk about we standing our ground. Yeah, you standing on top and they're going to put you underneath. I ain't giving them the pleasure of saying, I'm going to let you do what you want to do to me. What I'm going to do is say yes, sir, and no, sir. I've been stopped by the police. Several months ago, I was stopped a couple of times by the police. I sit there when he came up, rolled down my window. It was during the day. He had my license and registration in my hand. He said, good evening, sir. Do you know why I stopped you? I said, no, sir. How you doing? He said, you know why I stopped you? I said, no, sir. But here's my license and registration card. He said, what I need with that? I said, because you stopped me. He said, yeah, but the reason why I stopped you, because your tail light is out. And I didn't want you to get in an accident. So I said, oh, I'm on my way to get it, my car inspected now. He said, okay. You know, he said, that's why I stopped you. I just didn't want nobody to run into you. You know, with that tail light being out, somebody run into you. I could have got, hey, man, what you stopping me for? I'm on my way. And then, oh, you done triggered him. They triggered. That's a trigger. You got to know, yes, sir, no, sir. Tell your kids, yes, sir, no, sir. Stand still. If you say, you ain't got to tell me to put my hands or lay down, I'm going to do it. Why? Because it diffuses the situation. He's doing a job. He's told what to do. I ain't got no mad love for police. I ain't got no craziness for them either. They're doing a job. 8 hours. They want to go home after 8 hours. Do you know how much pressure they are under today? They don't know who they're going to stop. Then a lady just get killed. The other police officer, lady just get killed, hit by a car, run over. What do you expect? They on high alert. They got to get out here every day dealing with hundreds, thousands of people. Sometimes I'm pretty sure they sit in the car and say, man, I'm gonna let that one go. I'm gonna let that one go. Or they might ride by you or slow ride you so you get your attention. I'm gonna just let that go. I don't even want the confrontation. And don't, you get one that's mad with his wife, his girlfriend, his significant other. Next thing you know, you done lit the fuse. He already on the edge because a police officer got a family. He's got a wife. But he got to deal with all that stress, and they'll take it home. Now, you're not even a police officer. You got a wife or a husband, boyfriend, significant other. Where is it for you to go today? Can't go out to the clubs like you used to. People getting crazy there. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters? When you got troubles in your neighborhood, people fighting, shooting, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters? Ain't no ghost. Ain't no ghost gonna be seen in the daytime. And they don't want to be seen too much at night. But believe me, there's evil spirits out there. That's why we got all these problems. Because we thinking that God don't care. Young people don't know about God. Their God is called G-U-N, gun. Their disciples is 6 to 12 bullets in a chamber. We got to talk to our young people. We got to show them that we care. I ain't preaching. I ain't arguing. I ain't fussing. You can call it whatever you want. I care about kids. Your kid, my next door neighbor kids, the kids in the next city, the ones in the next state, the one in the next country. They are kids. We are living in a war zone, and we are the United States. And we got people in Congress that's dealing with the foolishness with the NRA. You should be asking yourself, why are we still fighting a war that's been over 200 years ago? Confederate War. That's all it is. You can call it whatever you want. That's what they're fighting, partner. And you don't even see it. You don't see it. But it's up to each and every one of us that registered to vote to get out and vote. It's up to every one of us, black, white, whatever nationality you in this country, to start loving one another. Our women's are being abused. Everybody's being abused. Black, white, it don't matter. It's all about the almighty dollar. Did you hear what I said? It ain't about nothing else. The NRA ain't talking because they make guns. The NRA is blocking because they make money off guns and ammunition. I don't care about you having a gun. I'm going home. I don't go to the gun range. When I do go. I've been to the gun range. I haven't been lately. But if you got a gun, sooner or later you're going to get angry. Sooner or later, that voice in your head is going to tell you, hey, don't let him talk to you that way. Don't let your neighbor look at you out the corner of his eye. They killing women today. Shooting women. What? What's the most important thing? You ever notice in all the movies, old movies, modern movies, anything that goes on, what do they say? Save the woman and child and older people. Make sure they get saved. It's like we done flipped the script. Don't forget the woman. Forget the kid. Forget the seniors. What? Why don't we just stop and think for a moment? Stop and think for a moment that is something wrong with the picture. That if we're losing a lot of people, if we're losing a lot of family members, going to jail, getting locked up, if we're losing too many people, then there's something wrong with us. Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, those people died for a cause. They died so that we in the United States, the Afro-American community, and all other races that uses the format that Martin Luther King came up with. Because ain't nobody come up with it. Wasn't there before. The woman movement wasn't there before. It was there, but they won't move it. But everybody takes that plan, that blueprint, and do everything they do to get their rights changed. We sitting on the sideline. Get registered to vote. We got to stop pretending that it's the other man's problem. And it's our problem. Get out and vote. Start listening to these candidates who are running. I got duped. I ain't gonna, hey, it happens. Once, not twice. I was out there passing out ballots with Scott Taylor name, and I'm a Democrat. But the man said, hey, I'm going to pass the bill for bullying when he was a delegate. And I believed him. Hey, but I'm going to do my check and balances, baby. You can do your checks and balances on everybody that you vote for. Go to the app store. You can get an amp and download it to your cell phone. You got all those other amps. You better start downloading amps that let you know what these people that you vote for, these people you put your trust in, these candidates that tell you one thing and get in there and do something else. When it's time for those bills to be passed, when it's time for things to vote on, they ain't doing it. And that's what I did with Scott Taylor. I checked to see if he passed the bullying bill. It never came up. And then I started posting stuff on Facebook saying Scott Taylor is missing in action. And sending one link to his page. He come out, hey man, what you doing? You can't do that. You on Facebook? Yeah, I can. Scott Taylor is missing in action. And then when I saw him at the post, he like, hey, yo, how you doing, Captain 85? You know, I said, yeah, hey, look, I just want to tell you, I did work on that thing. Okay, yeah, all right. I ain't want to sit out there arguing with him that day. He said, but see this guy right here? He's gonna take my place up. He's running for the delegate. He's gonna continue to champion that bill. Okay. All right, thank you. But I ain't voting for you. I understand, but I just want to let you know. But he did win to go to Washington. And if you don't watch the news or keep up with him, watch Facebook when they put that information on bills. Last week when they tried to vote on that Social Security bill, and they didn't let people know. Okay. You have to stroll down to all 200 or some people that voted, all the way down in little tiny letters. And you know, when you got bad eyes, and I'm going blind in my left eye, but I was able to see it. That's right. I stretched the page and went down one by one to see who voted, and there it was. Scott Taylor voting against Social Security, voting for it to be cut. But by the grace of God, it didn't pass. Y'all better start paying attention to what really matters. All this arguing, these people in school board, something happens to your kid and they tell you to shut up and sit down when you go down there. Your kid, your next door neighbor's kid being bullied, and you trying to express what's going to be done, and they tell you, we're not going to tolerate that. I get tired of going to these meetings and people are getting a check to sit up there and tell you what they ain't going to do when you put them in office. All you have to do is say, I don't need about 20 minutes. Can I just say one thing in this, and then I'll sit down over here and listen to what you got to say? Yeah, go ahead. You won't be there next year because I'm voting you out of there, and I'm going to work hard enough to make sure that you don't return. You have a nice evening, and let that sink in, because we don't need teachers carrying guns in school. We need teachers to teach our kids and get them educated so they can take over and sit up there on the school board. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. And I'm just rambling and rolling, but hey, it's all about the community, the best of the 757. It's hard. It's hard when you try to do things and try not to get upset. But I created this talk show so that the community could have a platform to come over here and talk about things, or join me on Facebook and talk about things. That's what it's all about. There's a play going on down in Norfolk on Grammy Street at the FM this Saturday night. I think it's Saturday or Sunday. I have that information and put it on my Facebook page. It's going to be at the FM restaurant down in Norfolk. And I'll put that information because I can't get in. I can't see because I'm on Facebook Live. But I just want to mention it. If anybody got that information, they could type it in for me so I can, so that people can see it. That's going to be going on this week, you know. So if you ain't got nothing to do, support my man. He's out in the community trying to do positive things and putting on these comedy shows, these comedy plays. He's working hard. But like I try to explain to people, I'm only one person and I'm only one voice. And there's many out there in Facebook. There's many out there on Instagram. There's millions out there on YouTube. And I'm asking all of y'all to start joining together and supporting these causes. We got reading programs out there. We got people that's trying to raise money for entrepreneurship. And that's over at Booker T. Washington. We got to stop pretending that our kids is invincible. They are not, no such thing as a Superman or Iron Man. But there is something that's known as a smart man or a spiritual man. Use common sense. I know it sounds hard. I know it sounds like common sense. What is that? It meaning that when the police officers say, shut up, knowing your rights, they got a lot of people killed. They ain't here no more, but you still is. You have an opportunity to tell your child when a police officer is talking, yes, sir, and no, sir. Maybe he is racist, I don't know. But I know one thing. You cannot run racism, hatred out of nobody by doing what they doing. You acting like they acting towards you. Only way you can change is just say good morning, yes sir, good evening, yes sir, no ma'am, yes ma'am, here's my license. They know what your rights are, but you don't know that they have a right to hold you, detain you as long as they want to. Ain't nothing you can do about it. They ain't even got to do nothing to you. All they got to do is take your license, your registration card, and go sit in their patrol car and fill out their reports. Fill out their reports. And sit there until they say, well, I guess I'll go ahead and let him go now. I think he'll got the message. Here you go, sir. And when he comes back and say, sign this ticket, if you never had a ticket, maybe you don't understand. It's not saying that you are guilty. That's what he's trying to explain to you. The signing of this piece of paper doesn't say that you're guilty. It just says that you got stopped for a traffic infraction and that you're going to appear on this day in court and talk to the judge. Let's just do this. Tell your kids, your husband, your girlfriend, your wife, your boyfriend, or your significant other. Tell them to do this. Sign the ticket. Say, thank you, sir. Have a nice day in a nice, pleasant voice. And when you go to court, act like you were going to do with the police officer to the judge. That's all you got to do. Hey, man, I ain't coming down here no more, man, for this crazy mess, man. I missed 8 hours. I had to take the day off, man. I ain't getting paid. I had to take my wife to the doctor. I ain't had nobody take him, man. You got me down here with this. Man, I ain't had to be down here. I done sit in court a lot of times. I've been in court a lot of times. A lot of times. And if you get out of order in there, you're going to jail. So why don't you do this? Tell your kids this. Maybe sometimes they're doing to the police officer what they do at home to their parents. Because there's no men in the house. And sometimes boys would talk to their mother like they in the street. Yelling and raising their voice. And their mothers, some of these boys lift weights and muscular, and popping them ain't hurting them. Threatening them ain't hurting them. Because there's no man in the house. Everybody done got quiet. That's I don't see no thumbs. I don't see no hearts. But it's okay. Because when they go out in the street and do that foolishness they do in the house, it gets them killed. Somebody is going to take their life. Somebody's going to get mad and bring a gun to school and take their life. Somebody's going to walk in the classroom like the guy just shot 10 people in the other thing singing a song. Another one bites the dust. Another one bite the dust. But then walked and left the school, but was afraid to take his own life. What? You shot other people, but you scared to take your life? Man, what is wrong with you? Somebody's son or daughter is dead, but you get to live to see another day. Another one bite the dust. Sometimes we forget what's going on. What we need to do is start talking to our young people. See, the difference is, let me show you, talking at them or talking to them. Some of us just talk to our kids, talk at our kids. Yo, get your room cleaned up. I told you yesterday, get your room cleaned up, it still ain't clean. Because I go through it. We talking. But then when I call my son and say, hey, look, I done gave you a break. I told you I don't want the room like that. Cut the video game off. Cut the computer off. Cut the TV off and get the room clean now. Because if it don't get clean, those ain't coming on no more for a week. Now get in there and get it done. I know they may not get it and do it like me or their mom. What I'm teaching them is an order. I was brought up, there's an order for everything, and everything has a place. Our children are dying, and we're pretending that it's their fault. Our next door neighbors' sons and daughters are dying, committing suicide, because it's their fault. The fault is that we ain't paying attention to our kids. Kimberly, Leroy, thank y'all for chiming in. It's almost time for me to go. I don't mean to, sound like I'm arguing or fussing, but what I'm doing is this, to tell you that we got to do better than what we are doing. Too many young people are dying. This talk show is about raising the conscience, raising the awareness of our people dying in the streets. I'm tired of turning on the news. I told you in this area, from 4 o'clock to 6:30. All you got to do is look at from 4 to 8:10, 4:10, 5:10, 6:10. All you got to do is that. Look at it for 10 minutes. And all they talk about is the killing that's going on in our community. So at some point, somewhere along the way, we done lost our way. It's up to us to get back on track. It's up to us to say enough is enough. Register to vote. You got young people, nieces and nephews, 18, take them to the DMV, City Hall, and get them registered to vote. The only way we're going to stop this madness, besides getting out there marching, because I ain't seen nobody stop killing yet, until we get people out that's going to agree with what we are talking about. I don't care about you having a gun. I care about my kids getting shot. I care about kids getting shot. Have all the guns you want. But at some point, you wish you'd have got on the bandwagon to say, like the guy said, well, I don't know how my son got the guns. Sitting there like, hey, he's drinking a cup of tea or coffee, someone drinking a beer, talking with his friends about some basketball or football game. I don't know. People are dead. Your son is in jail. I look at people when the news people interview them. Well, your son did well. Yeah, you know, he was good when he was living, and I'm sorry he's gone. They talking like, I'm like, what? These people ain't got no tears in their eyes. They ain't crying. They talking like, hey, a movie? Come on. Enough is enough. The police officer got to deal when he gets to the scene of seeing somebody head blown off, heart or chest wide open, mental stress, and you trying to figure out why is he talking to you because you know your rights. Well, he got a right to, because he got to go home to his wife. Now talking about leaving her and divorcing him. He got a kid that he don't spend time with. We can talk we can put the blame on everybody. It's everybody's fault. But ain't nobody winning but the people that's making money. That's why the Bible tells you, you can't serve two masters. You can't serve God and serve money. When Jesus was here, what did he tell the king? The guy came up to him and said, hey, I like what you're doing. I want to be a follower. I want to get with you and do what you're doing. And Jesus said, he said, what can I do? And Jesus turned to him and said, give up all that you possess. And he turned around and said, I guess he was saying, if I was saying, yo, let me get back with you on that one, dog. Let me get back with you on that. I think that's what he said. But nevertheless, I'm going to do my best. Thank you for chiming in. I'm getting ready to get out of here. Turn the controls back over to WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion. Thank y'all for watching on Facebook. I'll see you. I'll text that information about the play going on down in Norfolk. Put that flyer up there. Don't forget to join me, the Dream Maker, and DJ Tony over at Tropical Delight. WODU will be in the Billion Saturday night, you know, bringing the pain with Lake Taylor of Norfolk High as we do a 70s dance. And all my people, don't forget Romante. He might be at Palm Gardens. Go by, support him. I love you. Don't forget Brand News and Newport News. We got people that we can support so our young people can see what's going on in our community. Until the next time we meet, till the next time we greet, remember to love yourself and put God first, and everything else will fall in place. It doesn't matter what you think of me. It's all in what I think of myself.